Hey guys, it's Victoria, and I just wanted to come on really quick and do a couple of updates. So I'm going to do Lydia's 1 week update, and after this I will do my 1 week postpartum update. So I guess what I'll probably do is like do the 1 week and then maybe 1 month, and then do monthly updates from then on. We'll see. So things are going really, really well. Lydia was born a week ago today, this morning, and we've been home. I guess we came home on Saturday afternoon. So I don't know if it's just, when it's your third baby, you just kind of jump right back into things, and when it's your first baby, your whole life changes, like your entire routine, everything changes. But once it's your third, you're already in that, the habit of getting up, feeding kids, cleaning on the go, all those things. And so I think this time she's really just fit right into our family. And I remember saying a couple weeks ago when we were at Costco to Matthew, saying, I don't know if I'm delusional or naive, but I just have visions of, like, in a few weeks, Lydia will be here and we'll be back out grocery shopping. And so far, that's sort of how it's gone. I guess you just don't really have a choice to cocoon yourself at home and not go out and do anything, because the older kids will go crazy. And as it is, it's been ridiculously cold for like a few weeks. We have a huge snowstorm coming again on Sunday, and it's just been really hard to get out. So trying to take advantage of whatever time we can to get out and do things. And so Lydia has really just fit right into our family. The older kids are adjusting wonderfully. They love her to death. They're always bringing her toys and wanting to hold her and kiss her and touch her, and sometimes too much. Especially Noah. He is absolutely just smitten with her, and it's so nice to see now. He's almost 5, so he really he gets it, and he just wants to be really involved. And Alexandria's been really helpful. If I need something, she'll go get it. If I need her to take something, put it in the garbage, she'll do that, and she likes sort of helping out like that. So that's been really, really nice. So I've got some notes here, just a few little things that I'll probably try to cover every update I do. So right now, Lydia's wearing newborn clothes. She never fit into preemie. It's funny because I packed originally only preemie stuff and one newborn outfit to come home in, because I was expecting to go early. And then as things got closer to my due date, I thought, okay, I better toss in a couple of newborn outfits, and I just put them in my last minute bag. And the first thing I put her in was a preemie outfit, and it was too small, and none of the preemie hats fit at all. So it was a good thing I had a lot of newborn stuff at home. So that's what she's wearing, and she's pretty solidly in a newborn size clothing and newborn diapers as well. I bought a box of, I had a small bag, and then I bought a box of, they're sitting right here, 88 newborn size, and once those are gone, I'll probably go up to size 1, because it says, the newborn says less than 10 pounds, and I know size 1 says 8 pounds to whatever, and she's around 8 pounds right now anyway. So when we were discharged from the hospital, they normally get you to come back in with the baby to the mother baby clinic to have them weighed and their jaundice levels checked and everything. So we had to do that 48 hours after we went home, so on Monday. And her jaundice levels had gone up a bit, so we had to go back the next day, so on Tuesday. And then the levels were looking a little better, so we had 48 hours before, they have a chart that tells you when you need to be seen again based on the levels and the baby's age. So we went on Thursday, yesterday, and her levels were all good. Her weight, I didn't get her weight when we left the hospital, but when she was first weighed, she was 7'11", and then when she was weighed the next day, she was 7'14". So she's climbing back up, so that's good. So they don't need to see her anymore. She will go have an appointment at my family doctor on Wednesday. They just like to get them in around a week or 10 days, so we'll go in there, and they'll just weigh her and just basically get her in the system, I guess. So some places that we've been to since we came home. When she was 3 days old, Noah had a dentist appointment, so we went 3 or 4 days, I guess. 3 days old, so she came with us to the dentist, and then Noah was such a good boy, we went to Walmart, so she came with us there. We went to Costco the next day. On Friday or on Wednesday, we went to Noah's hockey practice. We weren't planning on it, but Noah was really upset when we told him that we weren't going. So we loaded up and went to hockey practice. And today we all went skating. My mom, our rink has like a walking track up top. So my mom walked with her up top. Well, I, for the first time in 9 months, went out on the ice with Alexandria, put skates on her. So that was fun to get to do. And Noah skated, so we did that. So we're just, going about our normal routine. Matthew's been off work all week, which has been really, really helpful. So I'm sure it'll be a bit more of an adjustment next week when he goes back to work. As far as sleep and awake time, she's starting to have a little bit, chunks of awake time. Today, she was actually awake for like 2 or 3 hours in the afternoon. I fed her at like noon. So I'm saying like a lot. I fed her at noon, and then I fed her again around 3, and she was awake pretty much that entire time, which is the longest stretch that she's had so far. Normally she has maybe a 2-hour or so stretch in the evening, which is the perfect time, and then she'll kind of feed a few times between around like 8 and 10, and then we'll put her in her crib. So starting to have a little bit more of awake time. I personally like it when they start to wake up a bit more and you can kind of try to get into a routine. I'm someone who really likes to have a routine and a schedule, and I'm always sort of working towards that. So right now, she'll get up in the morning, and her morning naps will either be out doing something, or I'll put her in, we have a bassinet downstairs. She'll spend the first little bit in her bouncy chair while I get ready. And then we'll go downstairs and I'll put her either in her swing or her bassinet while we have breakfast and stuff, and then we'll probably our normal routine will be to go out and do stuff. And then I'd like her to have a good afternoon nap in her crib if possible. So that's what we've been doing. So the morning, she's sleeping, but we kind of try to have her with us, gearing towards the time where she's awake in the morning. And then try to have a little afternoon nap in her bed, and then she sleeps in her crib. This time we said straight in the crib. Let's not bother with the bassinet. I'm someone who doesn't sleep well with the baby in the room, and I find that the babies don't sleep as well in the room with us. All of my babies have been really noisy sleepers. Like Alexandria's nickname was Squawk Box for the first few weeks. She was just so noisy, like just grunty and squawky at night, but she wasn't awake or crying. And Lydia's sort of the same until she gets settled. So she goes right in her crib. I don't put the monitor on when we're sleeping. I have it on when we're like watching TV and I can't hear, or if I'm downstairs or whatever. But our rooms are right beside each other, and I leave her door open and our door open so I can hear her. But I find with the monitor on, all those little squawky noises just keep me awake. So I let those go, and I don't respond unless it sort of escalates to more of a cry. What else? So sleep, awake time, nursing. So nursing's a big one. It's going pretty well. Today has been really good. She started out pretty good. It was, it's the typical beginning of nursing story, trying to get her to stay awake, and they like you to feed them at least every 3 hours in the hospital. And I just find it, like, if they're not hungry or they're not awake, you end up spending so much time trying to wake them. Whereas if you just left them for an extra half hour or an hour, they'd probably be more ready. So you spend that hour frustrated. So once we came home, I still don't like to let her go much longer than 3 hours during the day, but I find she usually wakes up and will ask for it. And if it's been 3 hours, as soon as she starts to stir, I get her up. And then at night, I let her go as long as she wants, now that she's gaining weight and her jaundice levels are good and stuff. And I would have her here in the video. I really wanted to, but she's asleep in her car seat. We got home from my parents around 4 o'clock, and we just left her in the seat while we had supper. So she's not with me for this update. Probably for the month one, she'll be awake more, so it'll be easier to do an update. So the biggest issue for me with nursing is it seems every time, especially last time and this time. With Noah, I don't remember it as much, really, at all. With bad, cracked, bleeding, terrible nipples. And I pumped yesterday and it was like red, and it was terrifying, and I was like freaking out, and I called the clinic, and I had bleeding with Alexandria too, but to see that, and I was thinking, oh my God, this is what Lydia is getting. It's, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right to me, but everyone assures me it's fine. And today things have been a lot better. You know, my milk came in less than 48 hours after she was born, and I'm large chested to begin with, and when my milk comes in, it is frightening. It is scary, and it's so painful. So now at a week, things are pretty much regulated. You know, last night she slept a good chunk, and when I woke up, I was really full, but once she feeds, it's not so bad. So I'm just working on getting her a really good latch, and a lot of it is my fault because you struggle to get them latched on, and then once they latch on and start eating, even if you know it's a bad latch, it's really hard to break it because you just want them to eat. So you end up suffering through a bad latch, and then you get yourself further into trouble with, you know, it's a vicious cycle. So I'm really trying to work on the latch and to get her on better so that we don't cause any more damage. But as far as, you know, she's wetting lots of diapers and all that stuff, so I know she's getting lots of milk. And at nighttime, she's sleeping pretty well. Like I said, I just let her go as long as she can. And so I know 2 nights ago it was like, I think around 2 she ate, and then again at 6 or so, and then went down a little bit more. Last night it was amazing. I think I fed her at 10 or 10:30, and then I don't think she got up until like 5. It's all kind of a blur, but I got a really good chunk, so things are going really, really well with that. We are putting her on her back and a loose swaddle just around her body. But to be, you know, full disclosure, we're not opposed to putting her on her belly. We did with our other children, and they slept wonderfully. There's a ladybug in here. And we have put Lydia down on her belly a few times. We're comfortable with it. I know the recommendations and the research and everything. So, you know, if it's not something that you want to try or to do with your children, that's totally fine. But we are comfortable with it. We feel that we do it in a safe way. So we do alternate sort of back. We do back as much as possible, and then maybe for naps, sometimes we'll put her on her belly or things like that. So. So far she has not taken a soother. We only tried once in the hospital the first night when she just like was really not, it's her first night, her first night on earth. She was fussing a lot, but she didn't take it. And so far we haven't needed it. So that would be awesome if we didn't. Alexandria sucks her thumb, and Noah had a soother until he was like 3.5. So if we could avoid a soother, I would take a thumb over a soother any day. So that's sort of the update on Lydia Bell. So 1 week old. It's hard to believe. Like last night I was sitting in bed thinking, this time last week, we had no idea that in 4 hours our baby would be here. It's just so funny to think that. Like, I don't know, the week's been great, and it's gone by fast already. And this will probably be our last baby. So trying to just soak up every moment, and, you know, thinking, oh, I'll never have a 1 week old baby again. And that makes me a little bit sad, but I think we are probably done. We'll make that decision down the road. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I will do my update on me video right after this, and I will probably try to remember to link that below. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.